Alright, welcome to episode 5, Inventory System and Stuff. Now I know it's probably been a little while since I released the last video, but this session of game development took just quite a little longer because I was tackling the inventory system and putting things into a list and making a class to wrap it. That's pretty easy, but doing what I'm going to show you, if you've never done it with Unity before, isn't necessarily an easy thing to do. I mean, like with console systems, like with C++, C, and C Sharp and Java, I've done this hundreds of times, so I kind of knew what I was doing. But it's kind of like a different problem to solve when you're doing it with graphics and a video game system. So yeah, I'll show you pretty much all that stuff. So the intro. Hi, how's it going? Tested out my new stream with some game art. So yeah, I got my stream fired up. I wanted to test volume. I wanted to test graphics quality. So I did that for like 2.5 hours. Created some the inventory image that you'll see when I show you the inventory system. I created a rat. Yeah. I created a grave robber too. The grave robber isn't the greatest looking thing, but I just threw something together so I can have some enemies. So that way when I do end up working on the battle system, I can go ahead and have those. Also, I wanted to do something on stream to see if I can do my art on stream and have some kind of good workflow. Because the contest Ludum Dare is coming up, and I want to see if I'm going to be entertaining or not. So, because that's going to be like a 48-hour game jam. So what I might end up doing is I might end up doing just, well, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And that all depends on how long I can stay up too. Like, I might stay up the first night till like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then all day the Saturday, and then Sunday all day until like 7 or 8, and that's like pretty much it. So I might not actually get 48 hours total game time. I might end up getting like oh shoot, I don't know, anywhere from like 35 hours or so, give or take, because I gotta sleep and whatnot too. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna do a practice Ludum Dare probably this weekend. Let's take a look at the clock. So we'll try from the 20th to the 22nd, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stream that. So I'll start at like Friday night. Sound in my throat. I'll start like Friday night at like maybe like 8 o'clock, and then I'll go until 8 o'clock on Sunday night, and then I'll force myself to upload my game to my website, whatever temp practice game it is, and then yeah, like you guys will have that. This test practice game session is going to be nothing to do with the current game that I have. It's just going to be something that, because the contest is in December, and I want to see if I can do it, and I want to see what kind of problems I'm going to have before I even get to that contest, because I want to try and iron some of them out so I can actually produce a somewhat decent game, you know. So tidbits. Right now we're sitting at about 1,009 lines of code so far. That might not seem like a lot to you, but it is. It's a bit of lines of code. And I think I've only been doing this for about 20 days, so not too bad. So now, ran into some potential problems with this inventory system. How to save inventory between game sessions. So here's the thing. There's a few ways of doing it. I've used MySQL in the past, and I've done a lot of console-based stuff and a lot of web-based stuff, back-end stuff, where you basically just write some code, takes in user data, processes it through some either PHP or some C++, and then the PHP or C++ then writes it off to the MySQL database. Well, that's all good and fine, but with Unity, it's a whole different beast. So if I wanted to do it with Unity, I would have to use TCP connect calls through Unity's networking system to connect out to a MySQL database, and then I would have to run the MySQL database on like a web server or something. and it's time consuming to keep, maintain, and operate, and it's costly because you got to pay to have that web server. I currently have a web server right now, but it's going to be running out, and I might not be able to renew it. So I don't want to say I'm going to design a MySQL system for this game, and then in a month or two, it's not going to be there, and then pretty much destroy the game. There's a second way, using SQLite via a Unity plugin, because SQLite is like a local storage thing on your computer. And basically, I couldn't do a web-based game if actually I might be able to, if I was able to figure out a way to write from the actual WebGL system to the system on the web server. If I could do that, then I could put like a little SQL system. But see, here's the thing again too. Like, I might be able to host my game on a free website if I do end up losing my current site right now. So, but I don't know how much storage or file access I'm going to have. So, embedding an SQLite into the web server where I'm going to host it. Like, say for instance, if I try and host it on Tumblr, which would be kind of interesting if I can host a WebGL game on there, because then I won't need to pay the monthly fees for the service that I'm running right now. So, and if I can run an SQLite on that, then that's a win-win all around. But that's got to be something I'll test in the future. Then there's another way. Well, there's two ways in this second way. I can run the SQLite server, or SQLite, it's kind of like a file, it's not necessarily a server, on the local machine. But then I wouldn't be able to write from the WebGL to the local machine because that's a security problem and they sandbox it. So I would need to use it as a standalone game. I don't necessarily want to do that because I want to have the most availability, so I want to have it like a web-based game so you can kind of play from anywhere. And so yeah, that second part of SQLite is kind of out. So there's a third way. All browsers have a local storage. Now, I'm not quite sure how large that local storage can be, but so individually speaking, you could keep whatever inventory that you find in the game and save it in your local storage on your browser. But that runs into problems, like if you go to your browser settings and you clear all the downloaded content and all the browser cookies and all the temporary storage, you could potentially delete your game inventory. So I don't know. I'll have to look into this. I'll have to look into that and see if I can figure out a way to have the WebGL game and the local storage kind of block or put a lock file on the local storage parts, so that way it gives you a pop-up message in your browser that says, "Hey, are you really sure you want to delete Attack of the Dead Things inventory system, that save file or whatever?" So I don't know. That's potential problems that I'll have to try and figure out in the future. But for the time being, we got the first part of an inventory system working. So, and why did I go with the inventory system first? Well, we needed an inventory system to receive items from quests. So if you went to a quest guy and he said, "Here, take this item, deliver it to X person, and then do X thing or Y thing," I needed an inventory to put that in. So, yeah, that's why I had to skip to the inventory system first before the quest system. Okay, take a drink of water. So, yeah, coded the first part of the inventory system. The second part of the inventory system is persistence, which is saving it to a database and then saving state and stuff. Then I have a working pickup and registering it to the list system, which is kind of like database, but list system. So we basically needed this to pick up dropped items. Like say if you kill a monster, or the quest guy drops items on the floor or whatever, or I don't know, just or if you click into like a dresser drawer or something, or you click on a box or a treasure chest, that's you're gonna need a way to get the item from the chest to your inventory system, and I have that, and you'll see that later. But I'll show you in the game. Fix the map system. Yeah. So I took out the kinks in that map system, so now it works on all the seeds. So, and then let me go ahead and well, I guess I could talk about this first. The upcoming to-do story elements. This is somewhat complete, and let me show you what that is. Characters: the Necromancer from the war, Vampire Monkey revived to get revenge from the war, Skeleton Dog revived to get revenge from the war, Zombie Turkey revived to get revenge from the war. Then there's the 5 hero characters, which I'm only going to do one because I'm going to stop at the demo for the time being. And then these were the main heroes from the war. The King, I'm not going to make him because you fight him once you do all the 5 areas. And since we're only going to do the one area for the demo, I won't need to make him yet. Then there's the Grave Robbers Guild, which I'll probably make in those because those are going to be in the first area. And then there's a Cult of the Deaded, which basically it's the endpoint for all dead things with nowhere to go. So any dead thing that survived the war and any future dead thing that has nowhere to go, they join the Cult of the Deaded, which is basically just a bunch of random dead things that get together and do whatever dead things do. So story points. Heroes won the war between the dead and the living. A few necromancers got away with their lives. One necromancer seeks revenge on the heroes. So the Cult of the Deaded is some of the leftover dead things from the war. Cult of the Deaded don't care about revenge. Necromancer seeks out others to get revenge because he can't use the current dead creatures. So, and the heroes pretty much destroyed and defiled all the other evil graves, so that the necromancers couldn't bring anyone back. So, and then the necromancer then revives dead animals to seek revenge because the heroes, that was an oversight that they looked. They're like, oh well, they're not going to use animals. Well, you're wrong. This guy used animals. So then now the dead animals are back from the dead. Then their quest begins. It's like the dead animals had to figure out who is who. They had to figure out the story. They had to figure out who the heroes are, who the necromancers are, who the Cult of the Dead is, and why things are. So the dead animals have to regroup the dead people, which is basically the Cult of the Dead. So the animals, through the quest system, you have to bring together the Cult of the Dead to go after the living people. And then somewhere along the lines, the dead animals get revenge on the heroes. And that's the story. So, well, that's the story thus far. So then basically got to finish up all the HUD artwork, like all the battle system artwork and stuff like that, and quest system artwork. Then we need to make the quests and the quest system, and then design the quest NPCs. So let's go here. So if you wanted to check out the 2.5 hours of streaming I did, I actually uploaded it from my Twitch to here, so you'll be able to watch it here now. Then here is the rat that I did. I did this on stream, so you'll be able to see that. Alright, so let's give it to him, and then I'll show you the Grave Robber. Now keep in mind, these are very rudimentary characters because I'm trying to keep the style of South Park, right? So I'm trying to create my own style of South Park while adhering to the look and feel, the cartoon look and feel of South Park. So that's where I went with this. And this is basically how it turned out. You know, this is kind of like my own little style. Now, I did it real quickly, like these little circle hands. I'm gonna go back later during the polish sessions, and I'm gonna actually fine tune these characters. I'm gonna put shading into them. I'm gonna actually put more detail into them, like maybe a belt and suspenders or something here. I'm actually gonna make hands, the boots. I'm gonna make better. So yeah. Alright. So into the game. Alright, so let's go ahead and play the game. Here we are. So each one of these little skull items on the ground. Oh, there's a rat. Each one of these little skull items on the ground is basically an item. And if I hit I, my little makeshift inventory opens up. And on the left here is my inventory. Of course, I'm going to have some kind of stuff here, and then maybe inventory here and character sheet here. So basically, this is like what the character sheet is going to look like. You're going to have a armor slot for the head, maybe a weapon here, maybe like a glove or shield here, and armor here, and boots here. So yeah, and then the items will show up here. So let's go ahead and close that out. Let's go ahead and pick up, walk over these items, pick up some of these items. Now let's hit I, and there we are. There we go, I should say. We now have items in the inventory because they automatically get added. And let's go ahead and pick up all these other items. As you can see, there's what the grave robber looks like. That's what the mouse looks like in the game. Yep, there you go. All the items, they're in the inventory. Yeah, so took me about a little over a week to fine tune all that and get that into a working system. Of course, these are going to be fixed and polished a lot better. So here's one problem I'm having too, if you want to notice. Stupid allergies. Notice I have all these skulls in the inventory because I picked them all up, right? Let's go into the next scene. Hit inventory. Nothing's there. Well, one of the situations I came into was persistence. And my inventory system doesn't currently keep persistent the items that you keep from one scene to another. That's something that I have to create and fix, and that's going to come with the next iteration of the inventory. So, and of course, look, more objects. Yay! Let's just go crazy and pick up all the objects. Yay! Objects. It's like a little game. It's like how fast can you pick up all these little objects? And there you go. It hit inventory, and guess what? They're all in inventory. So that works. Then hit a map. That works. So now the second part of the map works. Let's go up here. Hit M. That works. So let's go over a little bit. Now I can see the guys moving with us. So yeah, the map system works. Inventory system works partially. And let's go back down to this first part here. Yeah, so basically how it's going to work is these grave robbers are going to be probably sitting outside graves and they're going to be doing things, and then when you walk up to them like that, the collision is going to force you into a different scene, which is going to be just kind of like the South Park of Stick of Truth battle system, where then I'm going to be on this side and then he's going to be on that side, and then we're going to do battling back and forth, kind of like turn-based battling, just like the South Park Stick of Truth, you know. But that's a whole nother session for that, so that's coming in the future. Then these little rat guys are probably going to have inside these little places here, you know. So yeah, you know, do I have any of these working? Nope. I gotta fix that. So yeah, that works. Let's close that out. So here's how everything looks. Problems. Have the inventory stay when moving to different scenes. That's something that needs to get fixed. Choose how to permanently save state and inventory. That's another thing that we gotta solve. So, how are we looking on art stuff? HUD icons, HUD health bars. Those are going to be really simple to do. Design item icons. Those are going to be really easy to do. Battle icons. Really easy to do. Battle user interface command buttons. Really easy to do. Battle user interface. Really easy to do. Design grave robber mini boss for area 1. Again, it's going to be easy to do. Design one unique minion type for the area dungeon. I may just use the grave robber for that, and then just call this finished. Design area 1 dungeon. Okay, so we need to actually design the level for it. That's going to take like a day to do. So the rest of this stuff I may do in like one day, and I may do a video on it. So then create a HUD. So I could probably, once I get finished with all this, I could say get rid of this HUD and put it into finished, or even put it into polished. Then the quest system, then the battle user interface. Once I do a lot of this stuff here, I can just put this into polish and be done with it. Then we're almost finished. I can pretty much almost say that we are looking at all this stuff now. If I keep working consistently, we are 2 to 3 weeks away from, well, polishing is going to be a week. So we are probably 4 weeks away from the demo. So yeah, we are getting there. And so far everything's been going good. I haven't ran into too many problems where I couldn't solve on my own, or just a quick Google, like, how do you do this, or how do you do that? Everything's just a quick Google search away, and with my programming background, I can easily look at how somebody else did something and then just shape it to my own thing and kind of like dumb it down and simplify it to my needs and stuff. So yeah, I mean, this game design stuff doesn't seem to be that hard, I mean, it's just a matter of the biggest things that I'm coming across that I'm noticing is I need to follow my original design plans. And in the beginning, I need to create project management workflows. Like, this is pretty good for project management stuff, but it doesn't show sprint times and times that I need to do this. But that might be something I might try and do for my next project, the one that I'm going to do after this. So we'll see. Excuse me. So yeah, that's that. And how am I looking at with time? 23 minutes. All right. So yeah, that was episode 5, inventory system and stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying this series. What I might do later is I'm not getting so many views right now. I'm getting some views. What I might end up doing is, once I finish with the game up to the actual demo, and I might be able to get it tossed onto Steam somehow. We still got to figure that out. I might dump this to some indie game forums and have them check out my whole project, and have them check out my dev vlog and give me some feedback on that to see where I can do things better. All this stuff pretty much just came up with on my own, and the workflows, everything I came up with on my own. So hopefully, it seems to be working right now. I'm making progress. I'm getting things done. So yeah. So that's it for episode 5, inventory systems and stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.